Welcome, everyone, to Central Christian Church. Thank you for being here today as we come together in love to honor and celebrate the life of our beloved family member and friend, Angel Luis Rodriguez. Today is a time to remember, to reflect, to celebrate Angel's life. I invite you to listen to the stories that are shared, to find comfort in one another's presence, and to hold your own memories close to your heart. As we gather, may we offer one another compassion, peace, and healing through our shared love. We are here not only to acknowledge a loss, but to celebrate a life that has meaning, joy, and was generously shared. Angel touched many lives simply by being himself. Those who knew him will always remember the way he brightened a room with his warm, welcoming smile, a smile that brought comfort, peace, and a sense of belonging. Angel loved life in genuine and beautiful ways through his family, through his friendships, and the simple moments that brought him happiness. Today, we honor all that he was and all that he gave. Let us now join our hearts and our thoughts together as we begin this celebration of Angel's life. At this time, I'd like to invite Angel's mother to come forward to light a candle in his honor. This candle is a symbol of Angel's life, the love he gave, the joy he shared, and the light he brought into the lives of so many. As it is lit, we remember that Angel is no longer with us in the way we once knew. His light continues in our memories and our stories, and in the love we carry forward. As she lights the candle, I invite you to take a quiet moment to reflect, to remember, and to hold Angel close in your heart.
Apriétalo acá arriba. Sí, jálalo aquí así y apriétalo.
At the same time.
Mira cómo yo lo hago, mira. Todo a la vez. Esto es más complicado.
Here.
There's no lighter. Like,
I'm not going to light it. Sharing.
Gracias por compartirlo.
Rest and joy in all of us. You are so blessed. Always running around in the pastures with the cows, looking down on us.
Thank you. Let us pray. Loving and gracious God, we come before you today with hearts that are both heavy and grateful. We gather in grief because we love Angel and already feel his presence. and his absence. At the same time, we come with trust and hope, knowing that Angel is held in your presence, surrounded by peace, comfort, and love, loved beyond what we can see. We give thanks that he is at rest, safe, and deeply cared for. As we begin this time together, steady us in our emotions, be near those who are hurting, comfort those who are weary, and remind us that love does not end even at death. May this service be a space of honesty, remembrance, laughter, tears, and gratitude. And may all who are gathered here feel supported, encouraged, and gently held by grace and compassion. Amen. At this time, we will share a special prayer delivered by Leslie Diaz, who couldn't be with us today, but had the pleasure of caring for and loving Angel.
Buenos días. El Señor es mi pastor y nada me faltará. En verdes prados me hace descansar. Junto a aguas tranquilas me conduce. Restaura mi alma. Me guía por sendas de justicia por amor de su nombre. Aunque ande por el valle de sombra de muerte, no temeré mal alguno, porque tú estás conmigo. Tu vara y tu callado me infunden aliento. Preparas mesa en presencia de mis enemigos. Unge mi cabeza con aceite. Mi copa rebosa. Ciertamente la bondad y la misericordia me seguirá todos los días de mi vida. En la casa del Señor habitaré para siempre. Amén.
I will now recite that in English. A Psalm of David 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Psalm 23's reflection, you are not alone. Psalm 23 begins with the words many of us know by heart. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. The psalm is often read at moments like this, not because it explains loss, but because it reminds us of presence. It speaks of care, gratitude, guidance, and love that does not abandon us, even when the path feels uncertain. The image of a shepherd is simple and powerful. A shepherd does not rush. A shepherd stays close. A shepherd knows when to lead, when to pause, and when to protect. Psalm 23 tells us that we are not left to navigate life or grief on our own. It also speaks of green pastures and still waters. These are images of rest, safety, and peace, not perfection, not endless answers, just moment where the soul can breathe. Angel knew those moments. He found joy in simple things, in cows, in relationships, in routine, in being surrounded by people who cared for him and welcomed him as he was. The psalm continues, Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Notice it doesn't say we avoid the valleys. It says we are not alone in it. Today, many of us are walking through that valley. Grief looks different for each person here. Family, friends, caregivers, community. Psalm 23 doesn't rush out of that place. It simply promises companionship within it. And finally, the psalm ends with a vision of being welcomed, known and cared for, of goodness and love that remain. This is the promise we hold on to today. Angel's life mattered. His presence made a difference. And the love he gave and the love he received does not disappear. May we carry that love forward in our memories, in our kindness to one another, in the way we continue to show up with patience, compassion, and care. Amen. We will now hear words and memories shared in love, honoring Angel's life. Family members, friends, and all those who are gathered here today are welcome to share their own remembrances. You may come up to the pulpit, you can come up to the lectern, and we also have a handheld mic as well for anybody who would like to share.
So I had the pleasure of working with Angel for the past 20 years. I could tell many stories. He was a remarkable man, incredible memory. Once you met him, you were never a stranger to him. He became friends instantly with all he met. He would remember your name forever, your birthday, your family's names, their birthdays. Over the years working with Angel, he's come to all of my family events at my house before COVID, all of my children's birthdays, baby showers, graduations. The whole house would come, and he'd never forget the dates. Every year he would remind me. My husband's birthday, the children, the grandchildren. Of course, my birthday, I'm August as well. He just loved cows. Which made him like extra special. He had a cow room. He used to love doing Special Olympics, going to day program. He used to throw his arm rests when he was upset sometimes. We used to have to chain them. But he would always warn us before he threw them so we'd get out of the way. Funny story, one time he went to the mall, the day program, and I got a call. Threw his armrest in the water fountain at the mall, and it was when they had that huge water fountain, and they're like, Lorraine, the mall had to take all of the water out of the water fountain to get his armrest. But he touched all of our lives in his own special way. Our camping trips to the Big E, where he got to milk the cow. Right, Allie? Our trips to Ferris Acres to see the cows. He just loved life. His beautiful family, since the day I met Angel, have been very involved. They've been at every party we've had, every birthday. We would travel there sometimes. We used to have to carry him up the stairs. Then Jamie and Chuck found the rail online. We brought that over. That was pretty heavy and bulky, but it worked. They still have it. So thank you. It's been an honor working with Angel, and I appreciate everything that you guys have done. Danbury. This was unexpected. You know, while Angel was in the hospital, he was never alone. One of us was there. I just want to say a special thank you to Kim, Shantae, Leslie. You know, we had group chats. One of us was there every day. Leslie was there consistently every day on her days off, even driving up from Waterbury. Is she on now? Is Leslie on? I was supposed to bring Angel to buy a ring for Leslie when he got home. You know, thank you, ladies. You know, we kept his room decorated for the holidays. John Schiller's not here, but he dressed as Santa twice and went to see Angel and brought him gifts and brought cheer to others at the hospital while he was there. A special thank you to Shantae for helping to put the memorial together and all the hard work, the t-shirts, and coordinating everything. Thank you for letting us use the church for service. And thank each of you for touching Angel's life. Also, when Angel passed, we were able to be there with him. His family was there. Shantae, Leslie, and Kim and I were able to be there by his side. He knew we loved him. We were with him. He wasn't alone. It was peaceful. And now he's there looking at us, firing us probably, but up there looking at us with everybody else that's passed on, all of his other buddies. You know, and rest assured to all of us who promised Angel he was coming home, that everything was gonna be okay. That's what we do, and we don't know why, but you know, now he's resting in peace and running around with the cows and all his buddies, watching after us as an angel in the sky. Okay, so thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hello, everyone. My name is Shantae. I as well have had the pleasure of caring for and loving Angel for the past 18 years. One of the main reasons I chose Mountainville Group Home was because of Angel. And I just went back there, so it hurts to know that he's no longer going to be with us. I didn't get a chance to print this out, but I did write something up. Today we gather not just to mourn a loss, but to celebrate a life that was deeply meaningful, joyfully lived, and generously shared. We are here to honor a remarkable man for whom many years touched the lives of so many simply by being himself. For those of us who knew Angel, we will never forget the way he brightened our days. He had a warm, welcoming smile that radiated peace and comfort. He loved life in the most genuine ways through his family, his friends, and the simple moments that brought him happiness. He loved going to his day program and especially looked forward to the trips to the Big E to milk the cow, visits to the creamery for ice cream where the cows were on the field across the street, the mall, baseball games, camping, Special Olympics, and so many other adventures that brought him pure happiness. By far, one of Angel's greatest joys was going home to Hartford for the holidays, spending overnight visits with his family where he looked forward to his mom's rice and peas and pork. He would often joke that he drank cerveza, and then he would say, "No, I can't have that." Those visits to home were a reminder of how much his family meant to him. Angel also had a bit of a daredevil streak. speeding through the halls with a huge smile, often earning himself a few speeding tickets he proudly never paid. Those moments of laughter, mischief, and joy are the memories that stay with us, reminding us of the fun-loving spirit he shared so freely. He had a way of being the boss in his own world. When things didn't go his way, you might find yourself fired. It never lasted long because his heart was far too big to let anyone go for good. You would soon be welcomed back with a smile and the words, "No, I can't fire you." It was just one of his many ways he reminded us how much he truly cared. Angel found joy in simple acts of helping, whether it was cooking a meal, folding laundry, or lending a hand to his housemates and staff with anything they needed. He treasured his time with his housemates, whether playing games with the Bronsons or holding long porch conversations with Michael Lynch, or just enjoying each other's company. Angel built many friendships over the years, some who have previously passed on, so may we find comfort in knowing he was met at the gates with open arms and familiar faces. Whether he was strumming his guitar for anyone who would listen, working on a project with his hands, or creating something through arts and crafts, he found joy in doing and in sharing. He had a gift for remembering people, every birthday, every detail, and he cared enough to remind you when you needed change, your tires needed changing or your car needed fixing. He was handy, often stole most of our tools, curious, and happiest when taking things apart just to put them back together again, often better than before, other than the time he took apart a brand new tablet. Of course, there was his special love for cows, something that always brought a smile and reflected his gentle, uncomplicated way of seeing the world. Angel loved the holidays, especially Christmas, when lights, laughter, and togetherness filled the air. Much like the warmth he brought into our lives year-round, he had a charismatic, I said that wrong, you get it, energy and laugh, and it was hard not to be drawn to him. Anyone who truly knew him knew he had a sassy side too. He didn't much care for being told what to do. He preferred to do things in his own time, in his own way. That independence was part of his charm and reminder that he lived life on his own terms. I know that even in Angel's last days, he felt all of our love. The lessons and the love he gave so freely. His life mattered, his presence mattered, and his memory will continue to live on in our everyday lives. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, you guys. I'm Angel's older sister, and I remember when I first got pregnant by my older son. He was excited to be an uncle. He was so excited that every day he used to ask me, "Why are you pregnant? How did you get pregnant?" And then he used to ask my son's father, "How did you get her pregnant? How did you get my sister pregnant?" And then when my son came to the world, I named him Jose Angel. Angel because of my brother, and Jose because of his dad. But yeah, and I don't know what else to say. I'll start crying. But yeah, he was a special kid. He lived like an angel, and he left like an angel. Thank you, guys.
I'm Eduardo Cartas. Angel, I've been with Mountain View for more than 2 years. So Angel is always be in the door greeting you. She's always there. um, Bringing him in the Catholic Church, I always do that every Sunday with Mike. So we have Michelangelo in the church. They always see us because it's the only church that is so accessible to these guys. They even provided us with a space for wheelchairs. So they remove 2 pews in front for us to be there. But we simply wanted to be at the back because you know these guys are really chatty. So we always go at the back of the church. And as time goes by, these people are always been so very helpful to us, opening the doors, greeting us at the doors, guiding us to the back, and people are keep noticing everybody, especially these 2 guys, because they go into the communion. We always be at the last line to go. So I am so thankful for St. Joseph to accommodate us a lot. Because people there from the bus, they guide us towards the door. They open the door and everything. And they simply take no to an answer. They always say yes. If they see these guys coming from the bus, they're already there to help us. So in a way, this experience of me is just only 2 years, but I've been so happy because my change of my profession is different from this guy. So this is a change of profession from me, so it's very different experience. And the 2 years that I've been doing service with these guys, it's really exceptional. The only thing I can say is, Angel, thank you very much for everything, for his laughter, for his emotions, ups and down, the blue cows, the black cows, the red cows. Thank you for all that. He's an artist, actually. He's a very good artist because he sees things differently. In his program, when he look at his finished project, it's really different. It's somewhat an artist in a way, because he knows colors. He knows colors, and he knows a little bit of the flowers. He knows how to compose things. So he's an artist. And even we put everything in the house. here and there. So he's really make it a point that he made it like an art for us to see. And I don't think his conditions really affect the way he um, he give his relationship to each other. But yeah, the hurt is there. You can feel it. But beside that, it's nonetheless we know that his condition is like that. But beside that, he is a very good person. He is really, you can see it from his heart. Anyway, I just want to say gracias for sharing your son to us, and thank you very much for everything.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Amy. I worked with Angel for only 4 or 5 months, and it was such a short time, but it was a great short time, and he just left like a long-lasting effect in just those 4 months. Anytime I would come and clock in, I would always hear, "Where's my Amy? Where's my Amy?" And if something didn't go his way, like he would threaten he's gonna be bad. I'm gonna have a behavior. I'm gonna be bad today. And then the first couple times I would tell him, "You're gonna be bad. I'm not coming back here." So after a while, he would say, "I'm gonna be bad today." But then he'd look at me and say, "Well, I'm gonna wait to be bad on Sunday, because Sunday's my day off." And then his cows too. He would always come and tell me his cows were acting up, because he would love to see me go and beat his cow up that ran away. "Oh, my cow ran away again, Amy. It always ran away." You know, he would just want to see me go beat that cow up. And oh man, he really liked you. He told me that he used to talk about you a lot. He's just so great. I'm so lucky to have 4 months with him. I just wish it was longer. I loved him. I'm so happy to have met him. Thank you.
Afternoon. My name is Anne-Marie, and I work with Angel for over a year now. The first time I met Angel was the first time I walked into the house for an interview. When I was sitting at the table with Lorraine, he was like, "Who are you?" And I was like, "I'm the new staff." He's like, "You sure you want to come?" I was like, "Yeah, why?" He said, "You don't know about me?" I'm like, "No." He said, "I like to chow my armrest." I was like, "You're not going to chow it on me, are you?" He's like, "No, you look nice." He take me in his room, and he have a poster on his wall with 3 places he'd like want to go. One of them was Jamaica. I'm Jamaican. And he was like, "Are we going to Jamaica next year?" And I'm like, "Can you buy the ticket?" And he's like, "No, I pay for the hotel and you buy both our tickets." And I'm like, "Do you have permission to go?" I don't want to kidnap you. He was like, they won't find us. I said to him, can you at least tell Lorraine so the police don't arrest us? He's like, we just send Lorraine in a different direction. They won't find. One night while I was doing my chores, he was like, why don't you open my door? You know I'm waiting for you to say good night. So I went in and I said good night, and he was like, am I seeing you in the morning? I said, yes, Angel, I'll be here. I worked the overnight. In the morning, he said, I don't want that guy to do me. Can you do me? I said, okay. When I went in, he said, who are you? I don't want you to do me. I said, Angel, you just asked. No, I don't want you to do me. Then later on in the day, he said, Anne-Marie. I said, yes, Angel. He said, I'm going to throw my armrest at him. I said, why? He didn't let you do me. I said, Angel, you told me you didn't want me to do you. Yeah, I must be confused. The week before Angel went to the hospital, he asked me to promise him that he'll come home. And I did. And to this day, I regret promising that because he didn't came back. I wish he was still here.
Thank you.
My name is Kathy. I'm going to speak in Spanish for his mom. Primeramente, les quiero dar el sentido pésame para su mamá. Agradezco a esta compañía que permitió conocerme a Angel. He trabajado con él por unos 6 meses, pero ese tiempo fue suficiente para entenderle, para saber que era un ángel en verdad. Cada vez que llegaba a esa casa, era el único y el primero que decía: hola Katy, ¿cómo estás? Te estaba esperando. Y a veces había días que no le gustaba a alguien que estaba ahí ese día. Y decía, voy a estar bravo hoy día. Y decía, no, y yo conmigo no. Decía, no, si tú estás bravo, yo me voy. Y decía, no, no voy a estar bravo, no quiero que te vayas. En los últimos meses, cuando se estaba yendo al hospital ese día, yo le dije, voy a ir de viaje. Soy de Ecuador y le dije, voy a ir a Ecuador. Voy a tomarme fotos con las vacas para mostrarte. Tengo las fotos, pero ya no está él para mostrarle. Porque sé que le hubiera encantado ver esas fotos con algo que él realmente le gustaba. Nada, pues, gracias por permitirme conocer a Angel. Y sé que él vivirá en nuestros corazones para siempre. Gracias.
I'm Howard Bronson. Chris Bronson is my son. Chris came to live at the house with Angel in 2015. And not soon afterwards, we had all the guys up to our farm in Roxbury, which Chris always talks about, and for pumpkin carving. And we also have a couple of Scottish Highland cows that have horns that are about this wide. And Angel was quite concerned about those horns. I think, like many people, he thought cows with horns were bulls probably. And he was always going, they won't hurt you. They hurt you? No, they won't hurt you, Angel. They're cows. They won't bother you. And it has stuck with him the rest of his life. We come in the house and he'd always greet us, of course, and then he'd go like, those cows with horns? Like, he was very concerned with that. And we also came before the COVID. We came to the house most every week to play some games with the guys in the evening, and we'd play a couple Uno and Michigan Rummy. And my wife Kathy would usually sit with Angel, and I'd help Michael Montgomery try and stay out of trouble. And so she would assist Angel with picking out cards and placing them back, and it was quite a joy for the guys to sit around with us and play a game and just have a little activity in the evening with them. We really enjoyed Angel and his welcoming attitude for everybody who came into the house. And Chris had lots of stories, and he always was saying, you want to go see my cows in his room? And but the cows with the horns, that stuck with him. Like, those cows have horns, right? Yeah. They won't hurt you, will they? No, they won't hurt you, Angel. So we enjoyed our time with Angel and the guys there, and glad he was able to come to the farm to see our cows.
Oh, hold on.
Hello, everybody. My name is Sam. I've had the pleasure of working with Angel since 2018, and I have so many great memories that I could share. And it's tremendously sad. He's such a kind, caring person. He'd always ask about my kids. Love to look at pictures. I'm so happy to see this lovely picture because it makes me think of one of my connections with him, with the guitar. I picked up the guitar around the time I met Angel, later in life, and a byproduct of that, I wouldn't say I'm very good, but in Angel's eyes, I was Jimi Hendrix. He loved it. And we would play the guitar together as a part of my routine coming into the home. The guitar would always need to be tuned. So when I'd enter, I'd greet, and it was automatic. I'm going to Angel's room, we're going to tune up the guitar together. And I used to think as soon as I'd leave the house, he would mess with the tuners to get me back. But I would position behind him. And Angel was good. He could hold the pick, and he would keep a beat hitting the string. And I would go up on the fretboard, and I'd play notes, make up songs about cows. My only regret is we didn't record some of them, because we'd always joke we'd hit the road. I could go on about the great times I had with Angel. I just want to share, in recent years, when I've been coming to the house, I'll hang with the guys and I'll play cards, and specifically blackjack. I taught a lot of the guys how to play blackjack, and I'll joke it's the Mountainville Sun Casino, and I'll take some poker chips and I'll give everybody a stack, and I'll be the dealer. And you can learn a lot about somebody with how they gamble. But I'm happy to say Angel would only ever bet one chip every single time. And I think it tells a lot. He wanted companionship. He wanted to hang out and be with the guys, make friendships, and just really enjoy himself. And he did. And I just want to send a thank you to family, friends for coming today, and the staff that have done such a tremendous job over the years. And we're going to miss Angel a lot. I'm going to miss my lunches with them at day program. The Angel special, always peanut butter and jelly. And I joke, I could eat a peanut butter and jelly every day too. And I'm just very grateful. I did have 8 years. I had 8 great years. Lots of memories. So please, I'd love to connect after, share memories, hear other stories. But thank you all so much.
Just before anybody else shares, we're going to have somebody call in and share. So just give us a moment while that happens.
Okay, Leslie, go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Leslie. I was Angel's girlfriend, like I used to say. When I first started in Mountville, he was the first person that greeted me, and we took a picture. And he was like, "You're gonna be here with me?" Oh, we Puerto Rican, we Boricua. So, and that was our thing. And he used to ask me, "Why you my girlfriend?" And I'm like, "Because we Boricua, that's why." And he was like, he loved his cow, and like one of my coworkers said, he always asks us about this this surgery. Is that gonna be okay? And like Marie said, I prepared him that night. I did prepare him that night. Something had, I wasn't supposed to work that day, but I did. I never left his side. And he was, even in the hospital, he was mad and throwing his hand like he was mad. I'm like, okay. But he was a great guy. He used to call his mom every time that we had an activity or something. Oh no, Leslie wants you to bring some rice with andule, pernil. And the mom used to bring me the stuff, you know. Leslie wants pasteles or Leslie wants something. And it was great. It's almost 4 years of, I don't know, I miss him so much. I never left his side. And I lived far away from the hospital, but I made my way almost every day just to be there with him. Like all of us, you know, we was there right with him until his last breath. And I just want to say thank you for letting me be part of that. And then I'm going to miss him so much, and I miss him dearly. I am so sorry that I can't be there with you guys. But you know, my heart is with all of you. Y mami, de verdad, gracias, tuviste tremendo hijo. Él iba a comprar la sortija y no llegó, pero yo sé que nos casaremos en algún momento. Sigo siendo tu yerna. I just want to say thank you. Sometimes it's not a lot of words that we could say in this moment, but he was a great man. He was a great man. He helped, very helpful in the kitchen and telling the guys, okay, get ready. Dinner's ready, and putting the table and everything, and Chris, do this. Kevin, stop. The other one, he was the one that put order in the house. That was definitely him. But he's gonna be missed. And I am so sorry I'm not there with you guys. But from heart, my heart is with you guys. Mi corazón está contigo, mami, aunque yo esté lejos. Te lo dije desde siempre que yo lo iba a cuidar, lo cuidaba y de verdad lo siento mucho. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Thank you, Shantae. Thank you, Lorraine. Thank you, Kim, for always continue keeping me posted in every little thing. Thank you, guys.
We love you. Bye.
Is there anybody else? Yeah, you can go on.
First of all, I want to thank the family for allowing Ability Beyond to have Angel in our lives. I think he was a very special person. My name is Heidi Chlednik. I'm the director of the Connecticut Licensed Residential Programs. I had the joy of working with Angel directly about 28 years ago, maybe a little longer. I remember that because my son, I was pregnant with my son at the time that I worked as a manager at the house. When I started working at the house, I really didn't have experience with folks with greater medical needs. I worked more with folks with behavior needs. So it was a hard thing to learn all of the medical things that needed to be done. But Angel and a couple of the other guys who lived with him, who he knew for years, really taught me. The training wasn't quite the same back then. Angel was able to really walk through the care that he needed and assure me that I was doing what I needed to do and not hurting him in any way. So I always appreciated that with Angel. I still would come to the house and see the guys, and I loved every time that I would visit Mountain Villa and see Angel. We would reminisce about years ago. He was always a big help. As a supervisor, he would tell me whatever was going on that was wrong in the house. Always knew whether the van needed to be fixed, the toilet wasn't working, his wheelchair wasn't working. He would let me know every time I walked into that house. So I always appreciated that from him. Animals and cows, his room was just such a joyful place to go, and being in there with him to see his little cows that he would paint blue or black or red. I loved that, seeing his little cows. This past summer we had an event with pigs. We had live pigs, and Angel right away was picking up the pig. He wasn't scared of it all. I was like, okay, if Angel can do this, I can pick up the pig too. He just was such a joy, and again, we appreciate the family for letting us take care of Angel all these years. He's always going to be a part of the Ability Beyond family. To this staff team, and I mean all the staff team. Debbie, years ago, you worked with him. Just seeing the joy and the love and compassion that you had for Angel is just, it's incredible. So thank you to all of you. You do amazing work. And, I think folks like Angel really tell us and show us how this job is so unique. It's so much different than any other job we could ever have. So thank you for all that you do, for everybody, not just Angel, but for everybody that you take care of. You're angels yourselves, so thank you. I'll never, ever see a cow in my life again where I don't think of Angel. I'll always think of Angel with when I see a cow, so thank you.
With that, I'm going to read a poem by Shantae Black called Pastures in the Sky. If I could tell you one thing, I'd say don't be too heavy with your hearts today. I have lived a good life, full of conversation, busy hands, laughter, and people I loved more than words could ever hold. Do not look for me only in sorrow or in the quiet left behind. Look for me in the moments we shared and the simple joys that made us smile. Now heaven's gates stand wide open, and faith has led him safely home. Green pastures stretch beneath God's sky. He's gone back to the world he loved so deeply, to wide open skies and peaceful pastures, to quiet moments and gentle creatures. We picture him there in the perfect peace, a guitar resting by his side, cows grazing near in golden light, free from pain, free from fear, resting in perfect peace. So we gather today in love and remembrance, carrying his memory in our hearts. Tell the stories, hold each other close. We gather today not to say goodbye, but to hold his life close and let his light remain. He lived, he was loved, he is at peace. Before we say our final goodbyes to Angel, we want to thank everyone who came today to celebrate the life of this remarkable man. Angel's presence touched each of us in a special way, and we will never forget the joy he brought into our lives, the way he made us feel about ourselves, and the love he shared with others. May his memory live on in our hearts and our minds always. We invite everyone to join the family for a reception with food and fellowship as we continue to remember and celebrate Angel's life. Amen. As you leave the sanctuary, you're going to go through the doors over here on the right into Fellowship Hall. There are memorial cards sitting at the column right on the other side of the wreath of flowers. If you have not signed the memorial book is also in Fellowship Hall, so please feel free to sign that. Thank you all for being here with us today.